I'm Lex.
And I'm Gibby, and welcome to another episode of Porch Swing People.
Each week, bring on a guest to talk about positive stories from their life, past memories, hopes for the future, that kind of thing. And it has been really fun.
Today, we have a very special guest. His name is Scotty. I've known him for, I guess, over 20 years. It's been a minute since we really connected. He is one of the most, I guess, I want to say jolly people.
Jolly?
I know. Do people use that word anymore? But he is a positive force. And I think everybody's going to realize that once we start chatting.
Okay, I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yep. Well, bring him on.
Scotty!
Hey.
Scotty,
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you fine.
Oh, awesome. Good. Can you see me?
No.
Hey, there's
No,
underneath your picture there's a little cam thing. Hit that button.
Aha. Boop. There we go.
Boom.
Hello!
Yep. Hey, how you guys doing?
We are great. How are you doing?
You haven't changed. If anything, you look like you've lost weight, brother.
I have lost some weight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's no fun, but you got to do it.
It's really hard, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You look good.
Well,
see
you
you-
guys look great.
I see you got your glasses down near the end of your nose, just like me.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm unfortunately, these days, I'm dead in the water without these things. You know what I mean? Luckily, I got the kind that break open and they, I know that's super geeky, but I love them.
No,
I
that
love
is
them.
not.
I would say, if I had to describe that, I would say that's hardcore. So, Scotty, have you been on a podcast before?
Yeah, I've actually been on a couple podcasts, one just a week ago. So the first one was for the Pararescue Foundation. They raise money for injured pararescuemen and that kind of thing. And they had me on there to talk a little bit about pararescue and so on. And so that was my first one. And then the second one, just a couple weeks ago, I was at the Pararescue Reunion. And there's a podcast called Mad Cat, because we're the Cheshire Cats, we're all mad, So any rate, that's their name of their podcast. It was the same sort of deal, just
Cool.
tell the story, tell about your career, tell them whatever they ask, whatever they ask about. So those are really my only podcast, ventures. And now
That's
I've
pretty
got
good.
3.
That's amazing. Scotty, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I grew up in a little valley in western Maryland, out in the Appalachian Mountains. I had a fantastic childhood growing up out there. I mean, we didn't have anything, but I didn't know that. I thought everything was great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
In the summers when I was not in school, I would literally stay outside the whole time. I would live in tree houses and live in tents and run the ridges in the middle of the night. And then, of course, everybody in the valley would feed me, those guys, because I was a scrawny little kid, They'd say, "Come here, Scott, you look like you need something to eat." So, and then I'll be honest, I met the love of my life in high school. We got married right after high school, went in the service, and we were just on our own adventure for the next 40-some years before we retired. And then, twice retired, and then came back home to take care of our older family, my dad and her mom, and so on. So that's about the whole ball.
That is a
Incredible.
great ball.
Kathy is as tough and resourceful as any special operator I ever met, because I was gone. I mean, I was gone my whole time in the service. And she just was the rock that held everything together and still is to this day. And I credit her with how well our children are doing. So, so it's been
Wow,
fun.
Kathy sounds amazing.
Yeah, we've been married for 49 years last week. So,
Yay, congratulations.
yeah,
Man, that's a minute, 49.
it was a ride. It was good.
Yeah. You have had a very colorful career, extremely intense at times. Tell us a time that you had a moment recently that you felt completely at peace.
Well, I never feel completely at peace. I'm never there. I strive truly for serenity. And I get it sometimes, moments, just fleeting moments, And a lot of times it's when I'm in the wilderness during storms, or by myself on the top of a mountain in the middle of the night, in the dark, in a big storm. And then when it happens, you got to embrace it right away and hang on to it. That's what I do. And I look for it all the time. An old teacher of mine once said that don't hurry, because surely you'll hurry past the things you were looking for. And so
Wow.
I always like that.
Yeah. Another thing that's coupled with that is being grateful. Do you have something that you're continuously looking for gratefulness from?
I think for me, I try to be grateful, literally grateful for every moment I get. I mean, recently I've been falling apart physically, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still grateful for where I'm at. And I'm grateful for every minute. I mean, I could go down a huge list, for my family, for my brothers, for all the good and bad experiences God gave me, right? Because those things are what forges you into the person that you are. And so, I am always grateful for everything. All you got to do is look around. Just look around you a little bit, and you'll be grateful for where you're sitting and standing.
Hey, so I know that you are an avid hiker and adventurer with your trips. Tell us something that you love doing to keep physical.
Yeah, I love to hike. That hiking is almost a little bit of my workout, as well as it is just again in search of peace and in search of serenity and nature and another one that I get from it is there was a long period in my life where I just honestly, this is going to sound terrible, but I didn't really like people. I mean, I just didn't like people. I didn't like being around people. I didn't want to talk to people. But I've come to realize that, hey, I miss all my brothers like Gibby there. And that has made me kind of come out and say, boy, you got to just stop this. And you got to get out there and talk to people and open up a little bit. And you're going to find out there's a lot of good people out there. And I meet them hiking. I meet the craziest, the good, best. I meet hippies, and I meet rich people, and I meet just good old sods of the earth, country people, and I meet city people, and I will stop and talk to them and those kind of things.
Now, Scotty, Gibby was telling me that you have hiked through the Appalachian Trail multiple times.
No, I didn't get to finish. I started the Appalachian Trail on a through hike, and then I got real sick, and I had to stop. I pulled myself off the trail, honestly, and it was a good thing that I did, because I know how I am. I was going to try to walk through that, and when I found myself laying face down on the trail, going, man, I'm really sick. I'm gonna have to stop. I said, I better go home.
That's wisdom right there talking. Knowing your limits and wisdom.
Yeah, definitely. So I imagine that, and do you hike on the AT, like smaller hikes regularly? I imagine that's where you're meeting all these cool people.
I do. I section hike. I'll take sections of the trail and do it at a time, and then I'll do lots of day hikes. That's where my PT comes in, really. I pick some of the hills, the mountains around here that are on the AT, and I'll go and do a good run, through those.
Are you still taking those man trips?
Oh, you talking about Quetico?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Quetico, if you don't know, is a provincial park in Canada, and it's just above Minnesota. It's enormous. I mean, it's just enormous. No motors allowed in there, nothing like that. And you basically get dropped off at some entry point around the park, and then you can paddle for weeks and weeks at a time, and camp and paddle and fish and I tell people all the time, the first time you go there and you come home, you're going to go, what the heck was I thinking? I should have been going up there for the last 40 years because
Really?
it's you. I always go when the park is closed, because there's no rangers. There's hardly any people because people like safety, and I actually like to go when there's nobody around. You know what I mean? And and so, man,
You don't care about the safety factor as
no,
much.
no, we don't really, we don't care. The things that are going to kill you in the Quetico is drowning, lightning strike, or a tree falling on you. So you just have to be cognizant of those things.
Which one do you want to choose? Is
Yeah.
that what you say to people?
Yeah. Whenever we go, I tell everybody, listen, if they've never been to Quetico before, never been in the wilderness before, I always tell them, look, the day they drop us off, the temperature could drop to 38 degrees and rain sideways for 2 weeks till the day they pick us up. And then the sun will come out bright. It'll be warm. It'll be beautiful. But just be prepared for the rainy sideways wind at 38 degrees,
That's rough.
So, yeah.
Hey, and when he says drop off, tell her what the drop off is.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways that we've done it before. One's a float plane, and then you pack all your stuff in a float plane. They drop you off, and you actually unload in the middle of a lake, or even close to a beach or whatever, and then they leave you, and you're just there. Or it's what they call a boat tow, and they drop you off at a remote portage on the edge of the park, and you portage in. Carry all your stuff, your boats and everything in. And again, that's it. I mean, there's nothing. There's no phone service. There's no nothing. And I always tell all the guys that come with me, man, make sure you bring enough hot chocolate because a pack of hot chocolate's going to cost you $5 up there. If you're getting it from me, carry your stuff,
So, wait, I have so many questions. So, how did this start? What was your first trip like? What have you learned? How have you refined the trip as time has gone on? And and so you kind of you're like the guide, like you help people get through these trips. Is that what your role is?
Yeah, I take a lot of people that have never done anything like that up there with me. Now we have a core of people that like to go, but I also have taken people up there who have never done anything like this, and over the years, being an old military guy, what do I do after every trip? I do an after action report. And the after action report goes right back into my equipment lists, my checklists, all those things, so that when I get a new person that wants to go, I give them a checklist and I say, okay, here's what you have to bring. Then all this is optional. You don't want to bring that, that's fine, but you will have this, right? And just, I do a little training with them prior to if they've never been and they want it. As far as first trip and how it started was I was traveling and I was in the airport and I found this magazine called Boundary Water Journals. And so I opened this magazine up, and first thing I opened it up to is right there is a trip to Quetico. And I'm thinking, Quetico? Oh. So I buy the magazine, I get on the airplane,
Cool.
and it's all about paddling, hiking, fishing, smallmouth fishing, okay? Which is basically is the answer to all the troubles in the world, But that's what did it. And I picked the phone up and I called Butch McCumber. Gibby may know Butch, I don't know. But Big Butch says, absolutely, let's go. So we planned a trip, and me, Tim Wilkinson, Butch McCumber, and another gentleman with us, a doctor went with us. And we had a riot. Now, we got the crap beat out of us, because we were using all old sort of issue military gear that we all had. And, us dummies didn't realize, man, there is stuff that's really amazing out there. Materials that don't get wet and don't hold water. I mean, if you would see where we are today versus where we were on our first trip, you would just be shocked. You'd just be shocked
amazing.
at how dumb we were when we went in.
You just had a learning curve.
Yeah. We've had a great time.
I do have one of my favorite stories. Now, if I recall, you guys got up there, and so everybody takes their own food. I don't think you guys pull it, but maybe it.
Yep.
But tell us about the guy that he lost his food or something.
What?
Oh, this is kind of funny. We have this guy that goes with us. His name's Joe. Joe's a great guy. He's a little older than we are, but he's super physically fit. And so, at one rate, he goes ultra light. I mean, when you pick one of his bags up, you're like, Joe, you're not going to survive. You can't have everything in here that you need. You know, that's how light his stuff is. Well,
Wow.
Anyway, he had taken his food bag and he hung it on a limb on a tree, and it looked like trash. I mean, it just looked like trash. So Timmy pulls it off this nail and he says, "Hey guys, look at this bag of trash somebody left here, man." And he throws it in the fire and burns it. So Joe comes wandering back a few minutes later. We're all sitting there eating at a mountain house. And Joe comes back and he's like, "Hey, where's my food? I had it hanging on a tree over here." And we're all like, "Oh no." So we all had to chip in and give him some food because we burned like all his snacks, and we burned all of his coffee, instant coffee.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty funny, you know. He's never let us forget it either.
How could you?
Oh, okay. So I guess what's so funny about that? You said that was Tim who grabbed the bag.
Yeah.
He says, "Look at this bag of trash," but he didn't bother to take a peek inside or anything before just tossing it in the fire.
No, we held it up and we all looked at it and went, "Oh yeah, that looks like trash to me too," you know. Whoop, right in the old fire.
Oh man, poor guy. That would be a little devastating for a moment.
Well, what I'll say is the food we gave him was better than the food we burnt. So I didn't feel too bad for him, and we made sure he had plenty of chow.
Oh, good. That's pretty funny, though. Goodness. And so you said this is up in Canada. Have you seen a lot of bears and moose and mountain lions?
No mountain lions. We have seen bears and we have seen moose. We have seen wolves.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually got to physically see one very close once, and I think he was as surprised to see me as I was him.
Probably. He's like, "Camp is closed right now. What are you doing here?"
Yeah, that's right. Well, and the other one, this is really funny, is we camped on this really beautiful campsite that is not on the maps. Nobody knows kind of where this is. And any rate, we get up one morning, we go to bed, get up one morning, and there's wolf crap everywhere. It's like they came into camp and just crapped all over our camp. And they had to be. I mean, there was nothing there before. There's wolf tracks everywhere. Yeah, it's like, "Get out of here, guys. This is our place. Get out." So we
That
just
definitely
thought
seems like a message.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
that was
gosh.
pretty wild.
That had to be multiple wolves.
It had to be. It was crazy. It was crazy. I said it was either. I said to the guys, it's either wolves or Wilkie, one of the two. Don't know which.
It was probably Tim.
Probably two.
So the bears that you've seen, I'm assuming you've seen brown bears.
No, they're all black bears.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, so
In
you
that
don't
area
really
of Canada.
worry about them. I
Yeah.
mean, hurting you, but they'll tear your food bags apart, tear your tent apart,
Yeah.
looking for food, you know. And we caught one in camp one time. I mean, he had come down off of this hill, and we got back from fishing, and there he was, standing there looking at us. And then when he figured out that we were coming into camp, man, out the back and into the water he went, and off he went swimming.
Wow.
So, yeah. We always take our food bags with us. I take my food bag and I just throw it in the boat camp in my canoe when I'm going to go fishing. Because you can't
really
hang
smart.
your food bag high enough up there. The trees aren't big enough. You know,
Yeah.
they're all pines, jack pines, and the limbs are not big and heavy or anything to hold a food bag or something.
These trips sound very fun and also very intense.
Oh, they're super fun. They are physical, but not too physical. They're just enough. And the evening campfires, man, I live for the evening campfires. You know, that's what you live for, you know. all the guys sitting around lying. They're all lying to you, but we're going to laugh anyway, so you know.
Yeah. You know they're lying because you were there.
That's right.
Wait a minute, that's not the way that happened.
That's right.
You know, I have a crew of guys that we do a man trip up in Montana pretty much every year as well, and it's not quite as rough as that. We take the horses in the back and we do fishing and everything and the campfire. But I intend to go on one of these with you one year.
Oh, I want you to go,
It's going to have to be
man.
sooner than later because the years are going by pretty quick.
Yeah. They do. I measure things now by Quetico trips. You know, I mean, I've got I'm 67, so I'm hoping that I've got 13 more in me.
There
right?
you go.
That's what
amazing.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping I got 13 more.
That's a good goal.
But
And then you'll have a few more
you.
after that. We'll just do 15. What the heck?
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
I know my boy. I know my boys. They'll if I ask them to take me, they'll take me. You know, I might hobble into the boat and they'll just paddle me in and carry my stuff, and you know what I mean. But
Yeah. Scotty, we have a question that we wanted to ask that we haven't asked guests before. Tell us about a memory from the past that felt surreal.
oh yeah, I got one. I've got one of those, man. I mean, you know, there's of course, anytime you're doing anything like we used to do, Gibby, you know, you're in the middle of that. That's surreal. But this was different. It was actually funny. I was sitting up in a tree stand. It was 5:30 in the morning. I'm deer hunting, first day of deer season, and all of a sudden my phone in my pocket vibrates, and I open it up and I'm like, hello. You know? And it was the unit commander, right? And he says, where are you? I said, I'm in a tree stand. I'm hunting deer. He goes, I'm really sorry, but you need to go to the CIA as fast as you can. I said, okay. I hung up and I climbed down that tree, got my stuff, and I walked out to my truck. I'm in hunting clothes head to toe. I'm 3 hours from the CIA place. I go down there. I go to the gate, and you guys know they're so secure, it's crazy. They were waiting on me, and the guy says, are you Scott Fales? I show him my ID. He says, yeah. And he goes, look, go straight there. There's a parking place. They're waiting on you. I'm like, okay. And I go, listen, man, I'm deer hunting. I got a rifle in the back of the truck. And he goes, well, don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So off I go. Literally 10 minutes later, I'm sitting in the director of CIA's office. And I'm thinking, this is one of them movies. This is like, one of those movies like
Jack Ryan,
yeah, Jack Ryan kind of thing, And then they proceed to tell me what's going on, and just so happened that I had been working on a fix for this very thing, and so we go through this whole thing, and next thing you know, it's across the river to the president to get permission, and just one of those. That is the most. I mean, this is all in a matter of like a few hours.
You still in your hunting clothes too?
I'm still in my hunting clothes.
That's good.
But that was like the most surreal thing that you could ever have happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That should be
can't
put
even
in a
imagine.
movie.
It sounds like a movie.
It felt like one to me too.
That's a good story.
It's an awesome story. Here's a question. One of your favorite all-time meals, a meal that takes you back when you were a kid, or what? Not necessarily even that. What is something that sticks to you?
Yeah. I had a super special meal once in my life that I always think about. And I'll tell you, of course, meals with my mother that she used to cook when a kid and all those things. I mean, I treasure those times, with her. My wife's a great cook too, because that's why I'm losing weight. But the one that sticks in my mind, I was actually in Budapest, and I leave this hotel in the middle of the evening, and I go looking for food, right? I'm like, I'm going to find a restaurant, and I'm going to eat something from Hungary that's Hungarian, So I'm walking along the street, and I see this wooden sign hanging over a set of stairs that went down into like a basement. Looked like a restaurant to me, so I down the stairs I went, I opened the door, and I walk in, and it is a restaurant.
Okay.
And all of these ladies that were the servers and folks like that were all dressed in these like almost like evening gowns, right?
Wow.
There was a lady sitting in the corner in this big sort of evening gown like dress playing a harpsichord. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So they
Were
tell
you
me
dressed for the occasion?
no. No, I was in jeans. I did have a collared shirt on, but I was in jeans. And so they told me to come in and sit down, and there was no menu. Like that night they served what you were getting, right? That was it, So I sit down, and I the next thing you know, they're bringing me this food, and it's amazing, and the experience was just incredible. I mean, they made you feel like you were the king of Hungary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was amazing. I can't go on enough about it. I think at the end of the night because I thought, oh, I've gotten myself in trouble. I'm going to have to whip the Visa out because there's no way I'm going to have cash for this,
Totally.
It was like $17.
Nice.
It was like it was like, now this was in 90.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, this was in like, when was this? 98. This was in 1998. But it was incredible. I mean, I could see it right now. If I close my eyes, I could see these people and this lady playing the harpsichord and the gowns it was incredible.
Scotty, you've mentioned that you had a wonderful childhood. You mentioned your mom's cooking and meals growing up. We want to hear about a moment from your childhood that still brings you joy.
Christmas. My mom loved Christmas. And my mom and dad both worked very hard, very blue collar. Like I said, we didn't have a whole lot, but like I never knew that. I didn't know. They did everything to have a great Christmas. And we used to go and cut a Christmas tree in the mountains, this one place, and then we'd come home and decorate it. And we always got one that was too big. Mom would always tell us, don't get a giant tree. We'd come back and this thing was giant. You should stuff it in there,
It was bent over from the ceiling.
Yeah, it was just the best times. I mean, my brother and my sister, my dad, my mom, and it was just the best of times.
And the simplest of times, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, super simple times. I think of those times every time I go to get a Christmas tree out, man. I will think back to those days of, the Christmases that I had when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
You mentioned that you're a spry 67-year-old gentleman.
Yeah.
Experiences galore. What message do you have for your future?
Yeah. I go every now and then. Somebody will call me to go give a leadership talk to all different kind of people. And one of the things when I talk to young people is I try to make them understand that you're young, but you don't have time. And I try to make them understand that don't ever let the grass grow under your feet, man. Keep moving forward, make a plan, stay on your feet, keep moving. Don't waste a moment. In opportunity, one of the things that kills me is wasted potential, because I have a bunch of it in me. I had a great time in my career, but I could have done amazing things too, other things. I have no regrets, but my point really is we're all born with gifts. Every one of us has gifts, whether it's the gift of gab or whether it's the gift for mathematics and science or the gifts of physical prowess or singing or whatever. You got a choice, man. You can use your gifts for good or you can use your gifts for evil, right? And what I mean is recognize what you're good at and go with it. Build a plan and go with it. Get your education. Reach for the stars and don't accept anything. Any obstacle, crush it. Just crush it. You don't have time. I'm 67. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And in 10 years, I'll be 77. I doubt I'll see 87. genetics,
Genetics,
just how it is.
statistics,
Yeah, just genetics. And so none of us have time. So realize it up front. You don't have to panic about it, but by golly, put a plan in place. Get up and do the things you're supposed to do and move forward. I always tell people attitude, behavior, choices, and discipline. A, B, C, D. That's what I tell young people. It's that simple. You want to have a great life? Attitude, behavior, choices, discipline. That's it. And I add a few other things like expectation, failure, and so on and so on when I talk to young kids. But those are the things.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah, it's just something that like I said, I go and talk to these groups of people and try to leave them, if you will, almost like a simple mnemonic so they can go back in their head when they come up against a problem. They can go, "That's right. I need to have a good attitude about it. That's the first thing I need, and I need to make good choices, right? I need, So when I get faced with this evil and good, I can go, nope, I need to go the high road, because that guy told me to go the high road, So, yep.
Wow. Well, I have to say, how lucky are these people who have been able to hear these talks from you and get this mnemonic device? I mean, I'm sure that they've carried that with them. That's great advice. And I remember at the beginning of our talk when we were talking about, you striving for peace and how you believe that you need to strive for that. You need to be intentional about that. I think that goes along with what you're saying with your advice. I used to teach this to elementary students, that what you believe is what will come true. And so you need to think it for it to happen. And you've said that in different types of ways throughout our entire talk. I think that's way cool.
Whether it's Quidco or whether it's a college degree, I'm a firm believer that the things you don't make happen won't happen. You just have to be intent and purposeful, and you got to want it. You know how it is, Gibby. Certain training we've all been through, you got to want it. And it carries over into life.
Well, Scotty, that leads us well into our last question. What is a positive change that you hope to make in your life or in your community?
There's something that I do. I train college-age girls in self-defense. And I do this for free. I do it for churches. I do it for civic groups. I do it for families and so on. I got into it because these folks asked me if I could help them out with finding somebody to do this. And then I got to thinking, look, man, I can teach this stuff, And I started looking at the statistics, and they are dismal. The statistics of victimhood are dismal for college-age girls heading off to a 4-year school somewhere. So I teach this course, and I'll get to the real answer to your question, but I teach this course basically that is break contact. That's what this course is all about. It's about situational awareness. It's about action, and it's about breaking contact. So I teach them how to get away. I do that kind of for my community and for the people around here. But, what do I hope for myself? I'll be honest with you. I am searching, and again, for that serenity, and I want to exude kindness. I've always been a semi-empathetic person, but I'm trying to be just kind to everybody. Even the people that are not kind to me, I treat them with nothing but super kindness up front. This is important. Have you ever been sitting somewhere in your house or doesn't matter, driving or whatever, somebody's name will pop in your head, and it pops in your head maybe over and over for a week or two. Call that person and just say, "Hey, Bob, hey, Bill, hey, Susie, how you doing? What's happening?" And your name has been popping in my head, man. You okay? Everything going good for you? Good, great, fabulous. I'm super happy for you. Or you might get, "No, my brother just passed away," or "My father just passed," or "No, I'm sick," or whatever. Man, I can't tell you how many times that I called somebody, and thank goodness I did. And I tell you, I learned it the hard way. I learned it the hard way because, man, this is, if I can get through this without breaking up. A good buddy called me, and he said, I want to go see this thing with you, Scott. And I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. I didn't call him back, and he killed himself. And I'm like, whew, never again, never again. Valuable lesson, though. I mean, horrible that was gonna happen, but valuable lesson. And I never take a person for granted, ever. I don't take people for granted.
If those feelings or those thoughts or that individual pops in your head a couple times, you might want to pick up the phone.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in that, man. And, mentors, if you got a mentor who really helped shape you when you were growing up, call him. Football coach, call him. If he's still alive, call him and say, hey, coach, I just want you to know that you kicking my butt up around my shoulder blades got me to go forward and do these good things, man. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. So I went to pararescue reunion. I ran into a bunch of old mentors. I did that, man. I shook their hands and I told them how much they meant to me, and I told them what they did for me, and that I look up to them to this day, because that's just important to tell people. Yeah.
Scotty, we just want to thank you for your time, for the joy that you've brought onto the podcast, for sharing so much about your, wonderful, colorful life, but also all the ways that you have intentionally grown as a person over time, and how you view people and how you talk about people and how you help people in lots of different ways in your community. Also, thank you for sharing your fun stories and listening to some of Gibby's fun stories that might have to be cut for time because this is a 35-minute podcast. But we just so appreciate what you have brought to our podcast today. Thank you.
Yeah, look, I will tell you, I could sit here and do this with you guys all day long, not even for a podcast, just sit here and tell stories. I mean, Gibby's talking about, I've got same stories, different side of the fence, but the same story. But I could sit here and talk to you guys all day long. I really could. I appreciate the mellow, easy way you guys do this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You bet.
Anyway, so we'll talk soon. Scotty, thanks so much for your time.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
See you, brother. Always fun.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, like he said, what a hoot.
What a hoot. I mean, he is just good people. I'm glad. I'm so thankful that we got to share a little bit of Scotty with all of you. Yeah.
So, let's see. Do you remember when you met him? Like meeting him, first impressions?
Yeah, I met him back east at a command. Didn't know who he and we had mentioned another gentleman, Temmie. Those guys, peas in a pod. I mean, thick as thieves. I'm the new guy. I came in instantly. I was just family. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, that's really lucky.
That's the kind of guy he is, Temmie, and really that community that I got to share a good portion of my life with.
Tell me something that you learned about Scotty today.
I was totally unaware that he was doing a self-defense class. I find that fascinating, and it's so important.
Kind of sounds like something that he kind of stumbled upon. He was asked to do it, at a church or in a small group, and then kind of developed into a more structured course that he teaches. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're pretty lucky to have Scotty on as our guest today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
Check out our Facebook and Instagram post and pictures and music that's related to all of our stories that we bring to you. And have a wonderful week.
We'll see you next time.
Next time. Porch Swing People, out. Porch Swing People is recorded and produced by Lex and Gibby. Opening music was written and produced by Michael Gibson. Porch Swing People is a podcast featuring everyday people. If interested in being a guest, email us at porchswingpeeps@gmail.com.